You ever had a family member, a cousin that might as well be your sister or your brother? For me, had a couple of family members like that. Toya, Rozzy, Zaniel. It's my cousins, but it might as well be my brother and sister. Might as well at this point. My cousin Rozzy in particular, we just celebrated her birthday. I think she probably be 43 now. She was born October 2nd. And she passed June 26, 2021. I still have her last message she ever sent me. It was on my birthday. I don't know if you can see that. The message was on June 10th, my birthday. June 10th, 2021. 16 days later, June 26th, she passed. Crazy. I say that to say this. We love you, Rozzy. We think about you all the time. We talk about you all the time. She left 2 beautiful children here to continue her name, her legacy. And ultimately, I wanted to say, happy birthday, Rozzy. I know you're up there looking down on us, laughing every day because we ain't got all the sense over here. We love you. We think about you every day. We wish you was here. Save us a spot. You know, sneak us in through the back door. You know we hate waiting in line. Again, Rozzy. Rosalind Nicole Joseph. Happy birthday, baby.
Ma'am, I should warn you, I do have the authority to make a citizen's arrest.
Taser, taser, taser!
I got people threatening my safety. I'm the security officer here.
You ain't no real cop, you a flashlight cop.
What it is, people. What they do. Welcome back. Top flight security of the world. We are back. We are back once again. Thank everyone that's been subscribing. I know on every episode I'm like thanking everybody. It's crazy. Especially when you kind of not like used to this. So a little bit about me. I'm used to, I guess, performing. I guess you can say that. I've been in the band since 3rd grade. I was in an orchestra at Phyllis Wheatley Elementary, Overtown. Played I think a few instruments in Chatelon, that's in Little Haiti. Went to Edison Middle. That's why I honed in on my talents on the baritone, the best instrument in the world. I was band captain there. Went to Edison High. I became drum major there. I play about 3-4 instruments now: baritone, trombone, tuba, played cymbals and the xylophone in symphonic season. All of that I've been performing because symphonic season, you perform in front of judges. We've been to Battle of the Bands. You perform in front of thousands of people, along with the colleges. Everybody came to see BCC and FAMU. They, the high school band's cool, but they just really came to see them. And also at football games. So I'm used to, I guess, performing in front of a crowd, but this YouTube stuff is a little bit different. It's just me with cameras and when I see people watching and commenting and interacting, it's almost like performing at the football games and Battle of the Bands. It's not that instant gratification. You gotta edit and upload it and wait. And then you get the praises or whatever. But it's amazing to see that I'm doing something that it seems like people enjoy. Well, I want to get into today's episode. Today's episode, I thought about it. I still don't know where I sit with it. I guess we'll discuss it. I want to show you a clip. It's from the news channel. It's from Texas News. Well, you know what? Let's just roll a clip. I'd like to entitle this video "Damn If I Do, Damn If I Don't." Legal.
The outrage is now mounting after a Houston police officer was in a violent struggle with a suspect, and a security guard appeared to stand right there, recording the whole thing, even as the officer was begging for help. Here's Kena Whitworth.
Somebody help me! Record me!
Tonight, an officer tackling and pinning a robbery suspect with the help of a bystander. But this off-duty security guard starts filming. Police say the suspect reaches for the officer's gun.
Why did you do that? Stop grabbing my gun! Oh my God! I grabbed his gun!
The officer then pleading for help from the security guard.
I grabbed his gun! Stop!
That suspect arrested, but Houston's police chief today telling ABC News, "It says a lot about society that we would prefer to get 15 minutes of fame rather than help an officer." Tonight, that security guard is out of a job. The company says their policy requires a uniformed security guard to render assistance to certified officers upon request.
The security guard could have called 911, but it adds insult to injury to not do that and then start recording with your phone.
David, we were unable to speak with that security guard, but Texas law requires citizens to help officers if asked. David?
Kena Whitworth, thank you.
All right. You guys saw it. A security guard, a police officer, was fighting with a suspect. Suspect looked like he was, well, he didn't look like he did go for the officer's gun. I want to stop there. This is just in hindsight. I'm not saying that the suspect didn't go for the officer's gun, like he thought in his head, let me get this gun. A lot of the times when you're wrestling with somebody, police officers, security officers, we've got a lot of stuff on our belt. And it's only natural to, when you're wrestling with somebody, to grab on the hole or something. Like it's like I don't think he did that on purpose. It just so happens he happened to grab the gun. This is just my opinion. I could be wrong. I'm just saying that a lot of times when you're wrestling with somebody, because I've got you wrestling, you just grab a hole or something. You probably don't even know it's the gun that you're grabbing. You just grab a hole or something because you're trying to gain, control of the person or whatever. But that's neither here nor there. So they said that it is the security company's policy to render help to a police officer if requested. That's their policy. If that's that security company policy, she broke policy. She broke policy. I can't argue with that. If a security company policy is to do 3 jumping jacks before you start your shift, and you don't do those 3 jumping jacks before you start your shift, and they fire you, well, hey, but is it Texas law? That's what the lady said. It is Texas law that a security guard must render help to an LEO, law enforcement officer, if requested. So what I did was I Googled, are security guards required to help police, in Texas? I did some research before. I couldn't find like a statute that says that exact thing. This is all I can find in on the Google. So it says no. Security guards in Texas are not required to help police, but they may be able to. What are some of the things they're able to do? Call for help. Security guards can call for help from law enforcement, fire and ambulance services when needed. Perform citizens arrests. Security guards have the ability to perform citizens arrests. Okay, so from Google, and if any one of y'all know the exact law, and if you can find it, send it to me. So that's what it says. No, they can help, i.e. call law enforcement, call the fire department, call the ambulance. I don't doubt that a security personnel would be reprimanded or get in trouble if they do see an officer struggling with somebody and they go and help. I don't, they'll probably be rewarded for that or given a good old thumbs up. But you know what? Let's go to Florida law before we get into this. So let's go to Florida law. I've screenshotted Florida law. So this is Florida law. And I put, are security guards required to help police in Florida? Here it is. Yes. Security guards in Florida are required to help police in certain situations. That's the key word. Security guards can detain a person if they have probable cause to believe a crime has been committed or is being committed. They must immediately notify the police and transfer custody to the person to the police when they arrive. I've did that before when I worked for Miami-Dade Transit. Calling the police. Okay, assisting in an arrest. Here we go. Security guards can arrest someone if they have committed a felony in their presence. They must immediately call the police, turn the person over to the police, and file a criminal complaint. That really, I was trying to find a law that says security guards are required to assist police if requested to do so by LEO. I couldn't find none. Now that I couldn't find that exact law in Texas or Florida, let's get down to what I think. Like I said before, in any state in the United States, if a security guard renders help to a LEO, I'm sure, you'll get the good old thumbs up. My thing is, I don't think security guards should be required to do so. During your onboarding in many security companies, they drill it through your head. The public drill it through your head. You are not a law enforcement officer. We hear it all the time. Fake cop, rent a cop. You want to be a police officer so bad, you could make it. Flashlight cop, mall cop. The world tells security guards you are not a law enforcement officer. Therefore, if I'm not, why should I involve myself in law enforcement situations? Now, I'm kind of being the devil's advocate. I'm not saying that, normal human decency, especially coming from a security person, that you wouldn't help fellow law enforcement officer if they need help. Even I think on the clip we seen a look like a citizen was helping the police officer. I think most people would help. Citizen, security guard. But are we required to? If we're not law enforcement, should we subject ourselves to some of the repercussions that come with being law enforcement, i.e., dealing with a dangerous suspect, something like that? Security guards already is a dangerous job. Should we subject ourselves to more danger in helping law enforcement? I don't think you should be required to. I don't think that should be the law. Now, they say that she was walking around with the phone recording it. That's what they tell us to do. That's what they tell security guards to do. Remember, you are a walking camera. Okay, she's recording it. To them, it might seem like she's recording it for social media. She could be recording it for evidence for the police officer, for the police department, for the case. We never got her side of it, and I had to sit down and really think about it. I don't think that there's a law that says you are required to, because in my opinion, if security guards are required per law to help LEOs in their line of duty, we need to be paid. The pay scale, it needs to reflect that, because now at that moment I'm basically helping along for. Remember, they go through all of this training, all of this, all of that, with firearms training, hand-to-hand combat, all of this stuff that a lot of security guards don't. I'm feel like I'm stuck between the rock and a hard place here, because some people are not built for that. As a law enforcement officer, that comes with the job. But for security, it's what do you want security guards to do? You want them to be a walking camera, security? Or when law enforcement need help, you want to ask for help, you want us to jump in action, but yet I've even had I've seen law enforcement officers tell security officers, you don't do that, you're not a police officer, you don't do that. It's like, it wasn't even a big deal, that situation, but you don't do that, really like talking down on the security personnel. So what do you want? Was she wrong? In my opinion, no. She was not wrong. She's not required. She's not a law enforcement officer. So she didn't want to get herself involved in a law enforcement officer situation. I am sorry. Security guards don't have the pension to do so, the 401k to do so, all the benefits to do so, or the pay to do so. I am sorry. I know people want for people to have this big heart and just do things, because some people don't. We need a paycheck. You gonna work for free? If I'm getting paid $10 an hour and I see a police officer need help, am I going to subject myself and potentially put myself in harm's way and die for $10 an hour? No pension. How much are they contributing to my 401k? You know, we don't do this for free. So I'm like this with it. Me personally, would I help? Sure, yeah. Depending on the situation. Now, if they actively out there shooting and busting, I'm gonna have to, go ahead and go in defensive mode. If it's something my way, and I help. I think I would. I know I would. I've been in worse situations than that. Being in security, especially working at clubs and everything. So, but just because I wouldn't dare look down on a person that wouldn't, or I don't think that person should be fired, but it was a part of their policy. She got fired because she didn't go by their policy. I don't think that should be a law. If you want to put that in the law, then pay security guards enough at least to live a livable wage, because it's ridiculous, especially in Miami. I'm still thinking about it, man. I don't know, man. Yeah, in the comments below on TikTok, on Instagram, on X, on this video, let me know, what would you do if you was a security guard, unarmed security guard, because she was unarmed? What would you have done in that situation? You see a law enforcement officer wrestling with a person, and this ain't even about race. Let's don't even mention that. If you saw a law enforcement officer wrestling with someone and they said, "Hey, I need help," would you? So, but before you go and comment, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, man. Hit the like button, the notification thingamabob, just so I know it's real. And don't forget, guard your family, guard yourself, guard your friends. Shouts out to the God, man. See y'all on the next episode. Peace.
You ain't a real cop, you a flashlight cop.